for staying tuned. I'm Colin Abrams with the HGP Sportscast. We start with cricket news. Spinners Devendra Bishu and Versami Permal pulled a blinder over the Kent CCC batsman at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium in the CWI Super 50. Stanford Howard has more.
The Guyana Jaguars opened the bid for the CWI Super 50 title Wednesday against the Kent CCC when they won the toss and elected to bat at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. The opening pair of Shemrai Hetmeyer and Chivnarang Chandrapal produced 31. Hetmeyer was first back into the pavilion, and Chandrapal Hemraj followed 3 deliveries after. Skipper Leon Johnson went soon after, seeing the Jaguars on 3 for 33 runs. Raymond Reefer joined opener Chandrapal at the crease, and together they stabilized the Jaguars' innings with a 56-run 4th wicket partnership, which was broken with the Jaguars on 89 for 4. Wicketkeeper Bramble then produced a 58 runs 5th wicket partnership with Chandrapal to help the Jaguars to a total of 233, all out in 49.1 overs. Kent CCC started solidly in their reply. At one stage of the game, Kent were on 119 for 2. But the Jaguar bowlers held their own when the spin of Parmal and Bishu ripped through the middle and lower order batsmen. The Kent CC went from a strong winning position to being on the defense. The pair of Parmal and Bishu picked up 7 of the Kent CCC wickets and had the Kents bowled out for 198 in the 47th over. Reporting for HGP Nightly News, I'm Stanford Howard.
Thank you, Stanford. 2 local FIFA referees are off to officiate the Caribbean Club Championship. They are among 8 retained as FIFA-accredited match officials in 2018. Here's more. The Caribbean Club Championship is being held in Trinidad and Tobago from January 31 to February 4. Gladwin Johnson and Kevin Stevens are among 12 match officials appointed by CONCACAF to serve at the event. Among the other match officials are those from Jamaica, Mexico, St. Kitts and Nevis, Cuba, Panama, Trinidad and Tobago, the United States of America, Cayman Islands, Curacao, and El Salvador. Johnson and Stevens are among 8 locally based FIFA-accredited match officials retained for 2018, 3 male, 1 female referee and 4 assistant referees. The lone female official, Miss Maurice Skeet, is listed as a CONCACAF Tier 2 referee. Johnson maintained his status in the CONCACAF Targeted Advanced Referee Program, while Stevens regained his status as a CONCACAF Tier 2 assistant referee, and Mr. Sherwin Moore maintained his status as a CONCACAF Tier 3 referee. The International Olympic Committee has issued invitations for 169 Russian athletes who can compete as neutrals at February's Winter Olympics. In December last, Russia was banned from the event following state-sponsored doping claims at the 2014 Games in Sochi. The athletes were invited last Saturday, 13 days before the game starts. The IOC estimates that between 70 to 80% of the 169 athletes have not previously competed at Winter Olympics. 2 big figure skating names, 2-time world champion Evgenia Medvedeva and defending European champion Alina Zygotova, have not been included. An initial list of 389 athletes was narrowed down from a pre-registration pool of 500, and more than 80% of these did not compete at the Sochi Games. Jamaica will for the first time have an Olympic skeleton slider after being awarded a place at the 2018 Winter Olympic Games. Anthony Watson was born in the United States to a Jamaican father. He had initially tried out for the U.S. bobsleigh team before switching to skeleton slides in 2016. Watson ranks 79th in the world. This was not high enough to qualify, but after several nations turned down places, Jamaica was granted a reallocated berth. It is believed Austria, Switzerland, France, and Luxembourg declined places, while Russia were unable to fill their quota for the Games, which begins in Pyeongchang on February 9. Watson has never raced in a World Cup event, but finished 38th in last year's World Championships. Watson's selections follows the announcement earlier this month that Jamaica had qualified a female Olympic bobsleigh team for the first time, 30 years after the men made their Games debut at Calgary in 1988. Utah Jazz outperformed the Golden State Warriors on Tuesday night at the Vivint Smart Home Arena. Stanford has more.
Defending champions Golden State Warriors suffered their worst loss of the season during a 129-99 blowout at home Tuesday night. Not only did the Utah Jazz take down the best road team in the league, but also had all the bragging rights to follow. Utah Jazz outshoot them in the first quarter, 35-30. In the second quarter, the Warriors looked like they were struggling to keep up with the Jazz, ending the first half 13 points behind, 56-69. Warriors came out with intent in the second half of the game, when they closed the 13-point gap in the third quarter. But the Jazz in the fourth quarter put the foot on the gas to pull an upset over the Warriors by 30 points to win the game. Reporting for HGP Sportscast, I'm Stanford Howard.
Thank you, Stanford, and that has brought us to the end of this edition of the HGP Sportscast. Remember, life is like sports. Always remember to play fair. Goodbye.